Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 20-Minute Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest tech news. I'm your host, Prashad,
Fine.
and in today's episode, we're going to cover about the new Google event. So, as far as the Google event, the new things that were announced are three things. The first one is the Pixel 6 Pro, Pixel 6, and the Android 12, the new software. Okay, now starting, we're going to compare the two phones with each other. Okay, starting with the colors, there are different colors for the 6. They're more like casual, funky colors. They've got pink, greenish, and blackish gray. Then for the Pros, they got white, gold, and black as well.
Yeah, I like they went with like a two-tone color. It has like two colors, one on top, one
Yeah.
on the bottom. Like the 6, there's a color called kinda coral. You can see like the bottom half is like an off pink, and the top is
Yeah.
like a coral color. Yeah,
It's really nice design.
yeah.
Their design is so nice, to be honest.
Mm.
But the gold isn't gold. It's sunny, sort of sunny. It's called sort of sunny. It's yellowish, and then the cloud white, which is the white and the stormy black. I really like the colors. In my opinion, for the Pro, I'll pick like the cloudy white. It's really nice. I like white. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the names
What
as
about
well.
you?
Kinda coral, sorta seafoam. Oh, I like the
Yeah,
names.
cloudy white, stormy black. Yeah,
Mhm.
nice names. What would you pick as a color for the Pros?
Oh, the pros, let me check. I
Yeah.
like the coral color from like the normal
Yeah, the
sixes.
6.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's nice. Sort of sea foam is nice as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
now to the diamond. Yeah,
mhm. Yeah, so for the dimensions, the pros are slightly bigger. They're about the screen size is about like 0.3 inches bigger. So only a small difference. It's not super huge, but
yeah,
again,
compared to the yeah.
to the 6s, yeah. Uh, some of the other features, for example, they all have 5G, as we know.
Yeah,
Um, the
displays are great.
display, mhm,
Yeah, on the Pro, they're so nice. The Pro has a quad HD. Yeah, so it's 4K, and it's got a 120 hertz display as well, with an always on display,
mhm.
and the
Both have
HDR
always
support.
on. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, both of
yeah,
them have the always on display.
yeah. I feel like some of the one of the biggest differences that's like the main decider between the Pro and the normal model is the same with the iPhone. Is that the Pros have the
Quad
120
HD.
hertz display. No, the
Yeah, the
120
120
hertz
hertz.
display. Yeah, the normal Google 6 goes up to 90 hertz, whereas the Pros goes to 120 hertz.
120. Yeah,
Yeah, so
the
they
refresh rate
all,
is different.
mhm.
Yeah, go.
And also the pixel count is higher, so it's 512 ppi versus 411 ppi. So the screens are always better with the Pro. That's the big feature in my opinion.
Yeah, correct. Agree. And the battery life is similar. They say it can last beyond 24 hours, which is
Mhm.
impressive. So you don't have to charge your phone a lot, let's
As
say.
often, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the pros have around 400 milliamps more than the normal 6,
Yeah,
but
but it needs more
was
power.
yeah, definitely.
It's more power, yeah.
Yeah, they
Because of
have
the
the same
display.
processor, but then again, there's a more demanding display. But it's interesting is that the Pixel 6 has has a little bit smaller battery than the Pixel 5a. So it's
The old
the
one.
previous Pixel, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
That means
I
that
want
the software optimization is less power consuming, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
Could be
because on the website, on the Google Store website, they mentioned the 5 has an all-day battery, whereas the 6 has beyond 24 hours. So
yeah.
mhm,
So more than a day of battery life,
yeah,
which is awesome. And then it all has fast wireless charging, fast charging, battery share other devices wirelessly. That's cool as well. And
yeah.
then they both for like unlocking the phone, they have a fingerprint scanner.
Right. They both have fingerprints. They
Yeah.
both have water and dust resistance, which is nice. They both
Yes.
have the same rating. So yeah.
Yeah. IP68. The display is fingerprint resistant. It has a coating that maybe reduces the fingerprints, we can say.
Yeah,
We didn't get hands on it, but what's we
yeah.
are
We don't
seeing
have
here.
any hands on right now, but
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah, soon.
Yeah, and then I think this is 12 gigabytes of RAM. Wow,
Mhm. Yeah, for the pros, yeah. That's also
that's
one of
so good.
the
Yeah,
main
so
differences.
high. And then
Yeah,
8 on the regular, which is
mhm,
also high as a phone. Should be great.
yeah.
And then the new thing that Google did is new processors. They made their own processors. They're calling it Google Tensor.
Mm, interesting.
Yeah. So they did it just like how Apple did the M1, same idea. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to. I'm trying to look for information about it, any more information.
Yeah. It's
But
it's interesting how I feel like some more companies are trying to go independent with building their phones, like Apple. Apple has been doing the process for years, but uh, even
like
with like
Google,
chips and yeah, with the chips and a lot of the internals, they're starting to slowly go
become
into creating their own, yeah, creating their
yeah,
own uh, internals.
yeah, correct, yeah, and it's a dangerous thing for like companies that produce processors, just processors for other companies,
Mm,
because these are really big, huge companies that they might have like worked with, and now they're slowly manufacturing their own,
right.
which is important. Like the M1s are so fast.
hmm
And we're gonna see how fast these are, the Google Tensor.
Yeah.
Really interesting, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about, of course, the new Google chips on the first episode of the podcast, of course.
Did we?
If you haven't checked it out, yeah, with the MacBooks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the cameras, it's a 50 megapixel camera. So high.
yeah, the I feel like the Pixels are pretty well respected in the camera department. They have a good reputation, I feel like.
Yeah,
Especially
Pixel
with
phones
like
are good.
yeah, especially
Yeah,
with the like zoom and maybe even the
games.
portraits and stuff like that. Yeah, they have a lot of options. My favorite my favorite feature that I've seen on the Pixel is something called the Magic Eraser, where
Which is?
if you have like for example if you took a photo and there's like a person in the background or an object that you don't like, you can sort of like Photoshop it out. You can just touch it and it would take it off basically. It would magically erase it, which is
Wow,
very which is very
that's
interesting.
cool.
I think you could do that with uh,
Photoshop, yeah.
with Photoshop with
Current.
third party apps, but with Google it's built in, so you can just like do it straight away, which is nice.
Yeah, which is so great. Yeah, so nice, so
Yeah.
good. And if it works as like expected, I think a lot of people are gonna use it.
Hmm. One of the biggest missing features, though, I believe in the Pixels is that the cameras is that it's missing a macro lens or like a macro feature built in. All the new like flagship phones, the iPhones and the Samsungs and all
Yeah,
the
they got a
others, they
macro.
have, yeah, they have like a macro where if you zoom in really close to something, it changes the lens, but it's missing with the Pixel, which is it feels like Pixels have a lot of settings and a lot of modes to play around, but for some reason it's missing that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think they might consider maybe optimizing it with software. I think it's possible to do it with software.
Yeah,
You
possibly
don't
with an
change that
update.
with an update, yeah, as you said. Correct. Okay, so now I'm looking at the features that for the pros only, which they have a telephoto lens, a camera with 48 megapixels that the regular one doesn't have,
Mm.
the 6. So yeah,
Yep, that's
is it?
nice.
Yeah, and then the ultra wide is on both. Then the front facing camera on the Pro is better with 11.1 megapixels,
Yeah,
where the
compared
front
to
camera
A.
for the regular is 8.
Yep.
And
It
then
even has higher aperture, so it lets in more light. And,
in
uh,
darker places, yeah.
hmm yeah.
And then it has a lot of camera features.
hmm
Night
It's
sight, top shot, portrait mode, super res zoom, motion autofocus,
mhm.
live HDR, frequent faces,
Yeah,
dual exposure
mhm.
controls. Yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of features. I feel like Google listened to a lot of criticism from their old phones, and
Started to act on it.
they act on it, and with the strong parts like their cameras, they made it even better, like where it could compete with
Other
top
companies, yeah.
flagships. Yeah, yeah.
Speakers, they got a stereo speaker, noise suppression, the same on both. And then finally, the Android 12, which is, I think, the first ones to have it. I'm
Mhm.
not sure of this, but a lot of time, the first phones to have the latest Android firmware is the Pixel from previous years. I'm not sure if they still do that, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah,
Correct? I'm wrong.
I think so. I think so. I remember the Pixel 5a released with the Android with 11, and the Pixel 6 is released with the 12 with Android 12.
Let's look at the features on the new Android 12. Let's check it. I'm trying to find it.
There's also one very big thing we didn't talk about is the price difference between the
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Yeah, so the normal Pixel 6 start at a very competitive 599, whereas the Pixel 6 Pro start from 899.
That's a
So
$300 difference.
that's three
Or
hundred
200.
dollars different. I mean 300. Going
Yeah, 300.
599, 899. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a very big jump. I mean, you have differences with the cameras and the well, not the cameras.
The
I mean the
display,
processor, the display. That's the main features. A slightly bigger display and the refresh rate. But if it's $300, I feel like it's quite a big jump. And 599 is a very competitive
competitive
price.
price. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Even the Pros like 899. If you look at the Apple Pros, is
Yeah, they're
they're
more
even more expensive. But
expensive. Yeah. But is it worth getting the pros over the regular one? I don't think so, in my opinion, based on what I see, as in stats, not physically trying. So I think the pros are, I mean, I don't know. I don't see that if I would choose one, I'd go with the regular one. Because
Really?
I don't think
Hmm.
that it's worth $300 to just get a better display. Although the display, the 120 hertz is beautiful. It's
Right.
silky smooth. But I don't
Yes,
see that it's like worth it.
it's worth it.
You know
For
what I mean?
me,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it depends on the person. For me, I use my phone a lot. Even if I'm watching or for entertainment uh or even sometimes work, I use my phone a lot. So if I would go with one, I'd probably go with the Pro for the great display if I'm gonna spend however many hours, 8, 9, 10 hours a day on the phone. And I feel like
Yeah.
maybe $300 would be worth it in the long run, yeah. Also for the slightly bigger battery as well, like 400 milliamps.
Yeah. So it's made for everybody,
Yeah.
depending on what people are looking for. Okay, so we saw the changes in the Android 12. There are features that are gonna come, which one of them is like the dynamic color. So the like widgets that change color as the wallpaper. You can put your conversations in. You can add a magnifying glass
Mhm.
sort of thing. You can dim the phone a lot. You can add bold. I don't know if these are new or not, but this is what I found.
Yeah,
These features. There's a grayscale as well.
I also
Not
saw
having
there's a one-handed mode as well, uh, which is interesting.
yeah,
It makes
that
it
it's cool
easier, like
feature.
to tap stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is like mic access that you can block, so there's more privacy, like microphone, the camera.
Hmm.
You can look to like the location. There are apps that use the location to look at your location, just like the iPhone.
Mm.
So you can like turn it on all the time or just while using the app or not give it any permission at all.
Yeah.
And then
There's
they have something called scrolling screenshots. So if you have a page, like a web page that is long, you can put the screenshot button and then you can choose where you want to end. Do you want from the beginning to the end, to the middle, etc.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a gaming mode, like a dedicated gaming mode as well, which is very interesting. I I still don't know how if a lot of people use their phone for games, but I assume so. It's a very big market. But now if there's a gaming mode, it'll be even more. It'll perform better, especially with the 120 hertz display.
Yeah, it will look gorgeous. And what are the things that are offered with the gaming mode? What's the difference that the
Uh,
person gonna
it
feel?
says the basic premise of a native gaming mode is that it blocks notification, other interruptions,
Oh, nice.
and also let me just look it up. It says yeah, it's like a gaming mode, it's like a do not disturb type of thing.
So it doesn't like give it more power or
But that's what I thought from the title, but apparently not.
it
Um,
looks like it doesn't, huh?
Not that I can see. No, it used to be like on OnePlus and Samsung, but now this brings it like natively on the operating system itself.
Nice. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it could be a not bad of a feature, let's say.
Yeah. So overall, would you consider getting a Google Pixel, the sixes?
Honestly,
Hmm.
to be honest, if what they say they would offer is true and is accurate, like let's say the 24-hour, more than 24-hour battery life it's true that the camera is good. Not only it's high in features like 50 megapixels or I don't know how much, but they
Mhm.
are actually true. Like some maybe cameras are like high in megapixels, but they don't look good in real life.
Right.
So if the features, these features are all as mentioned and work great, I would consider buying
Yeah.
one, to be honest.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Same. I feel the same way.
But as I said before, if I'm gonna buy one, I'm gonna get the regular one,
Right.
not the pros. There is like this case, the new case. A lot of people like it, which is like transparent and a bit foggy.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think
Nice.
we gotta close.
Yep, I
Okay,
think we passed it already or close to,
no
yeah.
problem. Okay, thank everybody for watching. As you guys listen to us, we covered the new Google Pixels and the Android 12. We hope you enjoyed this episode. I was your host, Rashad,
Fine.
and in next week's episode, we're going to talk about Facebook's name changes that they're going to consider. And we hope you wait for us on next Tuesday. This was the Tech Tuesday. Have a great day.